and welcome back to Two Thirds for the final episode breakdown of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm delighted as always to be joined by sadboycare. How are you doing today, Care?
I'm good, I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, cheers.
Yeah.
Obviously you're in a much different
Environment
situation,
today. Yeah.
location than me, with, you know, lots of sort of hot weather, whereas here
Yeah.
it's struggling to reach above sort of like 15 degrees. So
Yeah.
enjoying your time over there?
Yeah, I mean, my skin is not because I have sunburn, but other than that, it's pretty nice.
Yeah,
That's
decent.
great.
Is there any sort of like decent Marvel stuff over there?
Not yet, but they're building a Guardians of the Galaxy ride in Epcot. So I don't know when
nice.
that's going to be out, but they've been working on it for a couple years. So
Okay.
that should be really fun when that comes out. I don't know when it's going to actually open up, but yeah. It should be really cool. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I'll have to look out for that.
Yeah.
The other thing that we need to discuss as well is like what we're going to do with the podcast, or sort of what we're really going to name the
Yeah.
podcast after this.
Yeah.
Because
Very true.
there's a good 7 weeks until Loki.
Oh my god, I know. And I love Loki too, so I'm sad that I really thought it was gonna be back to back to back, and it would come out not next week, but the week after.
Yeah.
Because they said May, early May, and then they pushed it back, and I'm really upset about it now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. There's not really much to talk about until then.
No, I'm kind of hoping. I mean, there's a few things which I don't know. I guess we'll come on to sort of fans' theories, news, and whatever. Whether we'll kind of cover that now or in sort of the next couple of episodes. That's really what I think it'll kind of be. I'm kind of hoping that there's some news to sort of talk about and some theories that will come out during the week.
Yeah.
So could potentially be seeing some shorter episodes on the channel.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, a name I'm not too sure about. Let us know. That would be a good thing to put in the comments though. So drop a comment down below what you think we should name the podcast for future episodes.
Definitely.
But yeah, what did you make of Falcon and the Winter Soldier? You've literally just watched it, I believe, right?
Yeah, I just finished it. I really liked the last episode. I think it was the best episode, honestly. The only thing was I felt like the end was very rushed. The whole party thing. But we'll get to that. But I did think that was kind of rushed. But I liked that they jumped right into the action as soon as they started the episode. I really liked this episode, honestly.
Yeah, I think I was exactly the same. You know, sort of the fight scene was brilliant. It went on for a good, decent time.
It was 20 minutes. It was really long.
Yeah. Gave us that confirmation on who the power broker is, which we'll come on to later.
Yes.
And you know, we kind of saw everything kind of come to an end that had been mentioned throughout the series. Everything that was addressed was kind of coming to a close.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the only thing, is that it was kind of mishmash and, you know, all jumbled together. It was quite rushed. But you know, I think it's not the end of the world.
No. I
still-
thought
it was
they
still
did really
my favourite
well
episode.
on the last episode.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
Okay, so if you are watching and you haven't seen the episode already, we are going to be talking about, obviously, spoilers. So
This is the
if you
biggest spoiler
haven't-
episode too. There's so many spoilers.
Definitely, yeah. I was writing the written article and I was kind of tiptoeing around how to word it. So
yeah.
definitely. Okay, so we spoke briefly over text as well about Falcon's new suit and the wings.
Oh my god.
Looks incredible, doesn't it?
Yes. When he busted in, cuz I knew it was going to be a suit, you know. In the back of my head, I was I know it's going to be a suit. But for a little bit, I was I didn't know if they would do the wings. I don't know why I didn't know. But I wasn't sure, I wasn't 100% if they would do wings and stuff. So I'm really glad that he still got the wings and the shield. I think that's really awesome. I love the new suit. I think it's awesome.
It was
so
definitely cool. I didn't expect the wings. I don't know why. I think I was exactly the same.
Yeah.
I just thought it was going to be a suit. But the wings was a nice touch, and it just looks, I don't know.
Yeah, and it
Just
was
looks
from
reborn
Wakanda, right?
with both of them. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it was from Wakanda, so it's like
Yeah,
vibranium.
that's
Like
what
it's
Bucky bought him in
really
the-
nice.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna be very well protected, even if he loses the shield for a little while.
Yeah. The wings reminded me of the ones in Wonder Woman. The way that she can like cast a shield around herself. I think it might be Wonder Woman 1984 if you've seen that one.
Yeah, I think it might be. Honestly, I saw that movie like a couple weeks ago or like a couple months ago,
Yeah.
but I honestly don't remember anything about it. But I remember it was good and it caught my attention, but I don't remember. I do remember seeing the wings somewhere. But yeah, I get what you mean. Especially when he like dug them into the ground when he was fighting Carly. I was like, "Oh, wow." I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I definitely am gonna look forward very much to seeing that in action and all sort of future MCU projects.
Oh yeah.
100%. US Agent, he obviously interrupts at some point during the entire fight scene.
Oh God.
But I think I will say this.
I sighed so hard and I paused the episode at that point.
Really?
Because I was just like, go home. Oh my God. I really didn't think he was going to come back in this episode. I didn't. Because we talked about it last week. Like, I don't know why, but I did not think that he was going to come back. I was like, okay, we're done with him. And then he showed up. The thing that pissed me off is he showed up. He, like, literally went against the law. Like, they said that you're not allowed to come back. Like, you're not allowed to have this suit. You're not allowed to, like, act as the whatever Captain America we made up. You know? Like, in the episode where they, like, did the trial or whatever, they were like, yeah, you can't do that anymore. Like, you'll get arrested. And then he just walks away. Like, I was just so confused by that. I was like, I don't understand how you can just show up, cause a mess, and then, like, get off scot-free when the government literally told you not to do that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me nitpicking things,
suppose.
But I just thought it was weird that they didn't, like, even talk to him afterwards. He just kind of, like, left.
Yeah, but I think there is some kind of, like, leniency to what all the supers can do, you know? And that goes back to all the sort of, like, old MCU projects, like Civil War, for example, when the Sokovia Accords come into play. Like, there's always just been some sort of leniency for them to kind of get away with stuff. But also, he is kind of, like, underground with Val now. He's not sort of, like, in the limelight. He's not working for the government, so...
Yeah, I know, but
I think that's
at the end of that fight scene, he walked through all of the government officials who voted on him not being allowed to be Captain America anymore, and none of them said anything.
Yeah, but who's gonna stop him? Like
the senator was just like, he just like watched him walk away, and I was like, you literally said that he's not allowed to do anything, and you just watched him do something and watched him walk away. I don't know. I'm nitpicking, but I just thought it was stupid. I wanted him to get in trouble for it.
Yeah. We finally find out who the power broker was.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been saying this for
like,
a couple of episodes now that we thought it would be Sharon.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
I was like
reaction to it.
100%, but I still was like shocked when it actually came out. You know, like I knew it was her, but when they like said it, I was like, oh my God, it actually is her. Like
I just don't think she's like mean enough to be the power broker.
That's
what I'm thinking it is.
Yeah, that's true. Because we're so used to her old character too, where she was just kind of like following all the rules and like she was like an agent and everything, and like we kind of see a little bit more of the new her at the end in the end credit scene. But yeah. I don't know. I agree, though. I don't know if Power Broker kind of fits her character or what her character used to be.
Yeah, it's... I don't really know. I don't know how they go forward with it because, I don't know. I mean, we'll come on to the sort of, like, mid-credit scene in a little bit. But, yeah, it's just kind of... I think it was surprising as well during that entire fight scene with, like, Carly and Sam and everyone that... they don't like Sam doesn't hear any whispers on it. Like he arrives at the exact right time where they're not talking about her being the power broker. Like, and it's so typical of the MCU to do something like that. But
I didn't even realize that they don't know. I didn't realize that. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I guess I kind of realized it, but like I didn't realize that he came in like right after they were talking about it, so he doesn't know. That's weird. I wonder. I'm interested to see what they do with that.
Yeah, it should be an interesting one. Carly dies. It was another prediction that I kind of had for the last couple of episodes. I thought that she was kind of like I was saying, getting too big for her boots, I think is the perfect way to kind of describe it. And it really didn't seem like there was going to be a way to stop her. I didn't see it coming by Sharon's hand, though.
I didn't see that either. I'm glad it wasn't John Walker. Because I just didn't want him to get that validation. but yeah, I think I have it in my notes somewhere that's like, I didn't think she had to die, but I'm not surprised that she died, you know? Like, I feel like it kind of was the only way to round out her character. But, because I agree, I don't think she would have stopped if she was alive. Like, even if they put her in jail or whatever, she would have broken out. And, well, Zemo would have probably done something. We'll get to that part, too. But, yeah, I think that I wasn't like upset when I was actually kind of upset when she died, because I liked her. I liked the whole like vibe of the, like, I liked what she was trying to do. I didn't like the way she was doing it. I think I said that last week too.
Yeah. Like, I kind of get where you're coming from, but yeah, I don't know, like her death scene just felt very fitting. And I think it just does add to that whole mystery of Sharon being the power broker, because like she just kind of saved herself in the process by killing Carly. So yeah, I think it was very cleverly done the way that they did that. And the mystery sort of continues. Captain America's, or the new Captain America's speech, that was a good little scene. I thought it was a little bit too long, but you know,
it was
quite
a good
heartwarming
monologue.
moment.
The thing was, before the monologue actually started, the dialogue between him and the senator was a little... the only word that's coming to mind is scripted, and I know that the entire thing is scripted, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
like, it doesn't feel natural. It was just like the dialogue between them, but then when his monologue started, it was like fine. That was just like, it was just like kind of forced a little bit. But I do think that the monologue was really good. I didn't think it was too long. I mean, it might be like a little bit longer than like most monologues, but I think that like they had a lot to cover as well with his story and like him kind of like asserting his dominance, you know, over the situation and in the part, and I think it was Captain America.
And I think it was nice for them to sort of like flash back to Isaiah and Eli as well, to sort of like show their entire reaction to it. That was, it was a nice touch to see the entire speech.
There was one thing we didn't talk about though. It was like during the fight scene. What did you think when what was his name? John, like he had like the choice to kill Carly or save the people in the bus or the police thing. What did you think about that? I want to know your reaction to that, because I had a reaction. But
I just thought it was quite natural.
Really?
And I don't think it was done in any particular way to kind of like redeem US Agent, because like this is what I've like been kind of trying to communicate, is that like, you know, US Agent is just kind of, it's everything that's kind of happened to him over this series that has kind of like twisted his mind, making him more and more sort of like inclined to do bad things and, you know, do things in the heat of battle. So yeah, I think it was just that. Yeah, I think it was just that sole reason that he just kind of knew what to do, knew what the right thing was to do.
Yeah.
Like, he is a good guy, like, at heart. That's the kind of way that I see it.
I wasn't like, I wasn't mad. I was just kind of like, I don't really know. Like, I watched him do it, and I was expecting him to go to Carly, honestly. And so when he went to the bus, I was like, okay, so he did one right thing in the entire episode, like in the entire season. In all 6 episodes, he's done one thing the right way. I was like, I was worried that they were trying to make it like a redemption thing, like you were saying, but I definitely don't think it redeemed him. You know? I agree with that. I just was like, I still don't like him. Like, he saved some people, but like, I don't like him. Because he did so many bad things that, like, I'm glad that they didn't make it where, like, Bucky and Sam were like, oh, thanks. Like, they kind of just expected him to do the right thing in that situation, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the entire thing is like...
Sam saved the day the whole time. Like, Sam saved the day in the end anyway, so it was just kind of like, okay.
You're the bit on the side. Like, you contributed some, but not a lot.
You're the sidekick right now. You didn't really do much, but...
Zemo's car bomb attack.
Yeah, oh...
That surprised me. That surprised the hell out of me.
Okay, so I was sat there and I was watching it and I was like, wait, who's the old guy? Because I totally forgot about it. The thing about me is I forget characters that only show up once in like 3 episodes ago.
I didn't know who he was either though. Like, it really confused me.
And then once it cut to Zemo, I was like, you sneaky little bastard. I was like, okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
The way he just like went to sleep afterwards, like he was like he could sleep happy. I was like, you little.
No, I liked it. Yeah. I liked that they included that, and I just really hope to see Baron Zemo back in the MCU at some point soon.
I hope so, but I think I do think he'll come out.
Oh, he's somehow. Definitely gonna come back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe that's the last that we'll see of Zemo in the MCU.
No, absolutely not.
We saw US Agent obviously, get his name, US Agent by Val, as well as the kind of new suit. But I love Val already. I know we haven't seen much of her, but I feel like she's going to be a great character.
I hate her. I think it's just because I don't like that whole situation. I also just know that it's going to end badly and she's just going to provoke bad things to happen. So I just don't like her. But like, I can see why you like her for like the same reason. Like, it's exciting to see
I just like her character. I just like her whole mannerisms, the way that she acts and things like that, the way that she speaks. I just think it's great. It's very sassy.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
I don't really like her, but I just know that something bad's gonna happen, and I think that's why I don't like her. I'm just like attributing it to like, she's gonna cause a problem, and I'm gonna hate her later anyway, so I can't like her now. I find it very easy to hate characters, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Bucky finally tied things up with Yuri. We didn't get sort of complete closure on that entire situation because we don't really know what happened between the two, but obviously he confessed that he was the one who killed his son and everything. It's just kind of like that Bucky can move on with his life because his whole therapy session, his old notebook's done. He's done everything, so that was kind of a nice ending for Bucky.
Yeah, it made me sad though. I was like, I don't know. I just like, I wanted to cry actually, like watching it. I was like, oh my god. But I am like proud of him almost for actually being able to like tie up every loose end that he had, you know? I really liked that part.
Yeah, I think that's what made this episode so good though, is that it had those kind of moments where like even me for like brief periods, I was actually kind of like, this is quite an emotional moment. Like, they've just captured it so well. As well as that's been built up since, the first episode? Was it the first or second episode?
It was
One of
the
them.
first episode. Because the first episode was just all about pretty much just Bucky going to therapy and stuff. Like, that was Bucky's storyline in that.
Right, yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. I think it just really added something to it. Also got to see Isaiah in a museum, and that was another one of the sort of like nice moments. Like,
that was so
gave it a lot
sweet.
of closure.
I think I have two notes. Yeah, I have two notes back to back. I have all Bucky and then, oh my god, Isaiah. So, just like, because they were just like right before and after each other, I was like, oh my god, this is too much emotion right now. But yeah, I was so happy to see him in the museum. That just made me so happy.
I really thought, though, that when Sam went round there at first and Eli says something, I really thought that, like, Sam was going to somehow recruit Eli. I don't know why I was expecting that.
I felt the same way.
Right?
I felt the same way. I was like,
I reckon that could come at some point in the future.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Mid-credits.
Like... Wait, we didn't talk about the end, the very end, when they changed the name of the show.
Yeah.
I guess we don't have to talk about it.
I just don't know if they'll do that. So,
it.
like, there was something that was going to come on to in a bit, because it's kind of more like theories and news.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really. But yeah, no, I think it was a nice. It was a nice
I loved it.
change.
I got so excited. I got so excited. I was like, I have it all in caps in my notes. I was like, oh my god. I got so excited about it. But
yeah. I thought it was a nice change, but I'm just unsure in kind of like what it holds for the future, because I don't know how they're going to name things. But we'll come on to that very shortly. We're going to quickly touch on the mid-credits before we go on to sort of ratings and then theories and a couple of bits of news. So yeah, obviously Sharon Carter becomes the new Agent Carter. She's back at S.H.I.E.L.D. or SWORD or working for the government.
Yeah.
But is obviously the power broker and is going to sell all these weapons and information to the highest bidder.
It's very reminiscent of when Hydra was in S.H.I.E.L.D., you know? It's, I don't know, because, like, I have in my notes, I was like, can we trust her? Like, is there, I don't know. Like, I don't know if, like, Sam and Bucky can trust her the way they were able to before, you know?
Yeah.
Because she's changed so much.
Yeah. We've been saying as well, though, like, since the start of this season, that, you know, dark forces are at play, like, Hydra is back in some sort of way. And I think, it's coming true with Sharon. Like, you've obviously got Val, who's also known as Madam Hydra. So, you know, there's loads to kind of move forward with it. What I would like to know is whether they will now sort of revive, I don't want to say revive, but revive Agent Carter, the series, with Sharon.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah? Or maybe just add another season and obviously...
Maybe.
So, I don't know. Because they've got a lot in the Marvel Studios schedule so far, but that would be a nice little addition if we can get that kind of insight. Because I think what I did mention is that it's the first time in a while that we kind of know who the bad people are, like the villains, who are the suspicious characters, like leading into future MCU projects. So I think that's going to be a really interesting perspective, because we'll kind of know who's to blame.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Yeah, it should be interesting.
I don't know what they're going to do with it, but I'm excited to see what they do with it, you know?
Yeah. I'm really confused, because it's like what we were saying about Sharon being the power broker. Like, there was one thing where obviously she's on the phone and speaking to somebody. You don't hear that person's voice at all. I do have a feeling that whoever she is on the phone to is somebody of high importance. Like, I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's just her lackey back in Madripoor. I do think
Yeah.
it's going to be something that she's like working alongside with.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was kind of, they did it on purpose by not revealing a voice or anything like that, because you might catch on.
True.
So yeah, I think that's to be revealed at a later date as well. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you give this episode as a rating? You said it was your favourite, so...
I feel like I feel like a 9.5.
Wow.
There, like I give high ratings. You know
Yeah.
that. You give low ratings, in my opinion. I don't think I would ever go below a 5 unless it was like absolutely unbearable to watch. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I do think that this episode was the best one, and maybe it's just because it tied up all the loose ends and everything. But yeah, I was a little worried. I was like, I'm worried that the finale, every time the last episode comes out for anything, I worry that it's not going to be as big of a thing as we want it to be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I think this definitely like lived up to the hype of like what they were building up to, you know?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. And I liked the way it was done too. Like the way everything was like laid out and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't remember what I rated the first episode, because I think it might be the same, because I remember the first episode was just really good. I think it was the first one or the second one. But I gave this one 8.5.
Okay.
It's like we were just saying, I think it just felt like very kind of like mishmashed, and I get why they've done it, because it's to close off so many things that they've addressed throughout the series, and I like that they did it.
There was a lot to address and a lot to close off in just 6 episodes.
But I don't know, it's hard to kind of say, like I wouldn't have minded some mystery to some of those things. But you know, there's things like Eli and some other things I can't think off the top of my head, but some things that, you know, I still kind of left for you to kind of wonder about, and that's what I'm kind of taking solace from it. But yeah, 8.5. I feel like it was a really good episode. Really enjoyed it. It was good closure,
definitely.
and yeah, I just look forward to seeing whatever's next from Marvel, which will be Loki.
I'm really excited. Oh, I can't wait. I still haven't watched the trailer for it. I'm the worst. But I did watch the other one that you sent me. So, I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
What was it again?
yeah.
Which one was it?
Shang-Chi, The Legend of the
yes,
Ten
yes,
Ring,
yes, yes, yes.
10 Rings.
That looks so good.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that one.
Iron Fist is just like giving an evil glare at that trailer right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just kind of move on to theories and news now. Because yeah, obviously that trailer came out, this week? Was it this week? It must have been this week.
I think it was this week, yeah.
Yeah, and that was quite good. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Good all-round action movie, I suppose. Like, I think it's like a Kung Fu Master or something like that.
It kind of gave me Doctor Strange vibes too.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the magic of it, but I think just like the atmosphere felt very similar.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it did.
Yeah. I'll be
I feel
interested.
like I'm gonna
I
really
guess
like
we'll
it.
kind of talk more about it next week when we can have more time to kind of like research into it. But I'm really interested to see how they're going to tie that in with everything else.
Yeah,
that's definitely going to be an interesting point. Right, okay, so I do have some news. So Hugh Jackman was approached by Marvel, because obviously Marvel have acquired the deal with Sony or something like that. So a lot of money coming into Disney's hands. Hugh Jackman could potentially reprise his role as Wolverine. Thoughts?
Ooh. Okay, here's the thing. I have not watched Wolverine's X-Men, right? I have not watched any of the X-Men movies. Obviously, you can tell. So I'm going to have to definitely brush up on that. But I think that would be really interesting to bring him in. I know everyone wants the X-Men to be brought into the MCU. Like, that's like what everyone is waiting for. And if Marvel just got like a contract with Sony for that, like I'm sure people are really excited. Cuz I know my brothers want, cuz with what was it? With WandaVision, they really wanted them to bring them in that way, with Quicksilver because it was the same one from the X-Men movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm excited to see it. I'm definitely gonna have to watch the original X-Men movies first to like understand, I think. But I'm excited to see what they do with that. That's cool. That's really cool.
I think it's just that, you know, for so long he's played that role, and it's just like they've been trying to find a replacement for him for years, or talks about a replacement. But Hugh Jackman is Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like he just nailed that role. There's nobody out there that can do it better than him. And it's, you know, it's some really large shoes to fill. So look, I'd love to see Hugh Jackman come back as Wolverine. You know, the X-Men movies is ones that I kind of like grew up with. And I think it makes a lot of sense. I just really would love to know how much money he's being offered to come back and do Wolverine.
Probably a lot. A lot. I would hope it's a lot.
But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. So I think it's the Deadpool. I want to say Deadpool 3, but it probably won't be called Deadpool 3. But yeah, the Deadpool 2 sequel. He could potentially feature in that, as well as another Marvel project. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I think it's a really interesting move and some great news for Marvel fans.
Yeah,
Hawkeye has finished production, and I think that comes out later this year. Or
I think it is like
late
late 2021. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. Just because, what's her name? Haley Steinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
She's supposed to be like the new Hawkeye. Like I think she's like taking over for, what's his name? Clint.
Yeah.
So I don't really like her as an actress, but that's just me. I'm excited to see what they do with it, but I don't know if I'm gonna like the character as much as I like it now. Mm-hmm. You know, at once it's someone else.
It's just gonna be a passing of the torch, there, really, isn't it? So
yeah,
I think
that's true.
I think like if you don't like her as an actress, then you probably will by the end of Hawkeye, because they'll have an entire season to kind of like build her up into the role of Hawkeye as well. I don't think it's going to be a whole sort of like Wyatt Russell as...
No, I know Marvel does things really well.
Yeah.
I know Marvel does things really well. So I know that they're going to make it hard for me to not like her. Or hard for me to not like her. So I'm sure that I'm going to like her as Hawkeye. But I'm a little apprehensive right now.
Yeah.
Because even my cousin, who's like, he doesn't really like Hawkeye as the character anyway. He was like, I don't like her, so I don't think I'm gonna like her character like at all. But I like the character, so I'm hoping that they do it justice.
Okay.
Is my thing.
Speaking on, as we mentioned, Wyatt Russell. Did you know that Wyatt Russell was Kurt Russell's son?
No.
I only realised this the other day, or like yesterday.
Yeah.
So Kurt Russell was the guy who plays Peter Quill's dad.
Okay. Oh my god!
Yeah!
Someone said that on the Facebook. And I was like, that's the guy who plays John Walker, right?
Yes.
They do look alike, too. Like, if you look at pictures of them, I kind of was like, because I saw a meme about it on Facebook, and I was like, what is this about? Like, I don't understand. But now that you're saying that, I get it. What? That is crazy. I
thought it was so weird, and I don't understand why I never sort of like heard about it until literally yesterday. But
that's
I
crazy.
love that.
I love that too. That's so funny. Because I saw that meme this morning and I was like, who are they? Like, what is this? I don't get it. There was like a disconnect. I didn't understand it, but now I get it. That's so funny. That's crazy.
Okay, so there was a theory which we kind of touched on actually, so we won't talk about that one. But the other bit of news or theory that I have heard is that Venom 2 is going to feature one of the 3 Spider-Men to take on, who is going to team up with him to take on Carnage. I don't think it's going to be Tom Holland's though.
No, I don't think so either.
So is it kind of Miles Morales? Is it Andrew Garfield's one? Is it Tobey Maguire? I think that's great. I'm really looking forward to that, and it shows that they're bringing everything kind of together in the multiverse. All projects are kind of leading to a head for everything to come together.
Yeah. Isn't it like... Wasn't it in Tobey Maguire in the third movie for the Tobey series? Wasn't it like he was like starting to kind of like go a little crazy? Like, isn't that like kind of the origin story of Venom anyway? Or am I getting that wrong?
Yeah. It's I forgot
like
his
Spider-Man
last name, but Eddie
bad,
is
right?
the photographer. Eddie is the photographer, and he's in Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire as well. And Tobey Maguire gets hold of the Venom suit as well.
Okay, yeah, I think it's gonna be Tobey. Personally, but that's just because it was already in the original Spider-Man that like they were like hinting at it, but then again, he's also really old now, so I don't know.
No, but I mean, they are going to bring all three Spider-Man together and potentially Miles Morales. So I think it does make sense. I reckon Tobey Maguire. And that is going to be...
Because that's the only one that really makes sense in my mind.
Yeah. That's going to be incredible, though. I cannot wait for Venom 2 now that they've released that. And I love that they've teased it and not confirmed anything.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like when they teased Spider-Man in Captain America Civil War. Like, it kind of just came out of nowhere. There wasn't really too much information being spread around. It was just that a Marvel character has been acquired or something, will be featured. So yeah, I love that. I cannot wait for Venom 2, whenever it may be. And I can't wait to see Carnage, to be honest. Because Woody Harrelson is just an absolutely perfect fit for him.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think that's everything then. So
I think so too.
Obviously, sorry?
I said I think so too.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so please be sure to leave a like, comment what you think this podcast should be called from now on, because we're going to be changing it over to next week. Subscribe if you're new, and also check the links in the description as well as at the end of this video right now on the screen. You can find links to Akare's channel as well. So thank you all for watching. See you next week.
Bye.